Now, staying on the issue of privacy, on Tuesday, the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals ruled that law enforcement doesn't need a warrant to collect your cell phone location information. Cell phone towers can track the location of your cell phone and thus the location of you. And this information can reveal a lot about a person, basically wherever they go and whoever they associate with. Telecom companies usually store this information, and now, thanks to this latest ruling, the government can access it without notifying you or a judge. This was a specific issue raised by Senator Ron Wyden in a recent letter to the Director of National Intelligence, James Clapper. Wyden asked, "Has the NSA collected or made any plans to collect Americans' cell site location data in bulk?" Clapper responded with, "Under this program, NSA is not currently receiving cell site location data and has no current plans to do so." Though Clapper does add, additional information is provided in the classified supplement. So if the NSA is not collecting cell site location data, then what more information needs to be provided in the classified supplement? Well, this is just one of a number of questions still unanswered about the surveillance state. And for more, I'm joined by Brian Dugan, technologist at New America Foundation's Open Technology Institute. Brian, welcome to the show.
Hey.
So there's a lot to get to here. Let's start with this latest revelation about X-Keyscore. It appears to be some sort of program that the NSA uses to go through troves of internet data on basically anyone. How is it different to other programs we learned about, like PRISM, which also is some sort of internet data collection program?
X-Keyscore appears to be an interface to the amalgam of programs that we've already learned about. PRISM and is just the name of a database, for example. X-Keyscore is the interface that allows an NSA agent to do what amounts to a Google search against your data. And in many cases, they're doing that search against data they got from Google, so that is a Google search in an almost very literal sense.
So when Edward Snowden said that he and other analysts can, from their desk, hack into someone's email as long as they have an email address, it seems to point to this program where you just search in an email address and you have access to that stuff.
Yes, absolutely. The data that they are looking for is the contacts that you've exchanged email with, the documents that you've exchanged with other people, how that document got to you, where it came from, its original author, whether you've ever used any kind of software or tool to protect yourself from this kind of surveillance, and then whether you've done that, whether or not they can exploit your machine to defeat that defense mechanism. So it's a database that fingerprints almost everything that you do online.
I'm thinking about bad actors in this situation. Now, Edward Snowden didn't go with the flow with the NSA. He thought was going wrong, so he acted against the NSA and released this information. You can also imagine other people working within the NSA who might want to access this information for nefarious purposes, so that anyone who has even the slightest bit of power or influence, whether it's a business leader, a politician, a doctor, could be a target of someone working with the NSA to access this information, gather info about an individual, and then use it. Are these databases secure? I mean, can we trust NSA analysts with this information?
Of course, these databases rely on backdoors into the databases of Google, the databases of Facebook, the backdoors into the machines that you use, your laptops and your desktops. The thing to remember about backdoors is that a backdoor for one, in this case the NSA, is in fact a backdoor for all. It doesn't matter if the backdoor is a flaw that was unintended to be there, that can be exploited or discovered by anyone, or whether it was designed, because design solutions, design backdoors can also be reverse engineered. And then there's a problem of how secure is the NSA. No one knows the answer to that.
How concerning is this latest ruling about cell site tracking of your phones? And this letter I mentioned in the intro, in which Wyden specifically asked Clapper about it, and he says, under this program, we don't, considering that the NSA is scooping up all sorts of metadata, why wouldn't they be scooping this up as well?
Of course, the key words there are, of course, under this program, and please check the classified attachment to this document. And that has been the mechanism by which companies have been able to deny any involvement in the surveillance apparatus. When interviewers, when journalists ask companies whether they have had any involvement in a specific program, companies can deny any involvement whatsoever because they may never have been informed about the name of the specific program. They've only been told what to do. The cell site location data, of course, is extremely dangerous because the location data only has a resolution of about a block. And so if the NSA or law enforcement are targeting groups such as that you may or may not agree with, whether they be green activists or other type of activists, and you are in the area, or when you go to the doctor's office, or where the rest of your family lives, these are all accessible to the NSA, and of course accessible to anyone who has access to the back doors the NSA has access to.
And it's hard to take Clapper's word when he says no, we're not doing that, because I think we've heard him say no to previous questions before. Brian Dugan, technologist at the Open Technology Institute. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, last week, you might remember the House of Representatives nearly defunded these NSA domestic spying programs in a razor-thin vote on the Amash Amendment. RT's Aaron Aid has some